Today is all about Operation Close the Gap. We need to get that crevice between ourselves and Real Madrid, as it's opening out to be, closed and quick. They have an 11-point lead at the minute, although we have a game in hand, that being Real Sociedad here to start the day. Then it's Betis away, Barcelona away in the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final. Then Getafe and Tottenham before then Real Madrid in the next game after that. So we'll go as far as and including the game against Tottenham today. We'll play Sociedad, we'll sim Betis, we'll play Barcelona, we'll sim Getafe, and we'll play Tottenham. I think Betis is the one to play over, or sorry, the one to sim over Sociedad and themselves. And indeed it is Sociedad in 5th, as you can see there, and actually only 3 points behind us as things stand. But Betis are underperforming down in 14th. I think Sociedad, did they beat us last time we played them? Sociedad, where are you? Real Sociedad. Yes, by 3-1. So we owe them a measure of payback if we possibly can, which I'd actually very much like to do. We've a big ask to win La Liga this season, but it's not a challenge I'm going to back down from until it's mathematically impossible. So let's go and close that gap. Let's get ourselves through to the final of the Copa del Rey and advance a little bit further in the Champions League too, if we can. Let's go and do it. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Next Gen FIFA with a longer term RTG is not far away at all, and I cannot wait. It'd be great to have a boost of interest back in the channel. Obviously, with a break for moving house didn't help either, and with this Atleti save just kind of being an intermediary between the Everton save and the next one, understandably interest has waned. But thank you to those of you that are continuing on and showing support and enjoying the content, and hopefully you'll enjoy us beating Real Sociedad here. Right then, Sociedad, Ramiro in goal for them, played very well against us last time. 4-3-3 again for them. Masuaku, Coates, Elizondo and Zaldúa at right back, with Pozuelo, Zubimendi and Guevara in the middle, and a front three of Oyarzabal, Barrenechea at striker, and Porto on the right. Barrenechea, primarily a winger really, but I guess can play at striker. I personally, of the two, would have played Oyarzabal at striker over Barrenechea, because he's better in the finish, I thought, or I would have thought. Certainly, Barrenechea not advanced as much as you would have expected him to in this save so far, and Oyarzabal is up at 90 rated, I think, as per our last scout of him anyway. So dangerous. Scored in that last game against us as well when they beat us by 3-1. Masuaku flicks that away well though, and the former West Ham left back is doing some good defensive work for his new side here so far, although Joao Felix could burst past Coates, but he can't, so we'll stay at 0-0 after 6 minutes. It's a loose ball forward, easily dealt with, and Joao Felix apparently. I couldn't even get the Joao out. Correa played in, and Joao Felix there again, looking for, well, Griezmann actually, but Ferran Torres finding Marcos Llorente, will lay this to Joao Felix, hits it early, and it's a good save by Ramiro down low to palm that out for a corner, on which Angel Correa will whip towards the middle, and Konate knows Mukiele underneath it, but unfortunately heading it wide of the target. In there to Porto, just waiting for Jimenez, baiting him into the tackle and earning the foul. Will Zaldúa take that quickly? He won't. Oyarzabal will have another opportunity to lift the ball into the middle, and indeed he has, and it's flicked on by Coates, and thankfully straight down the throat of Jan Oblak. That was a really good opportunity there to just flick that goalwards and have it fly into the back of the net, and if it had been anywhere other than exactly Jan Oblak, it might well have been 1-0 Real Sociedad. As it happens, it could yet be 1-0. Oh, it is! 1-0 to Atletico Madrid. How Marcos Llorente has won that header, I'm not sure. But he's powered us 1-0 in front. I don't know whether he styles his hair with concrete, because that was a powerful header. The first cross wasn't actually the best. It was won by... he's done brilliantly. It was won by Angel Correa at this near post, and how Coates hasn't won that, just purely because he's gone for some sort of looping headed clearance, and Llorente's just gone, okay, bosh. We lead by 1-0. Koke. Oh, he's had it poked away from him by Zubimendi. Can I get to that No, with Koke, Yazbal simply just steps around the attempted slide tackle. Llorente's going to have to get stuck in defensively now. Messi scored a goal for Barcelona as they go 2-0 up against Getafe, a side that will be playing later in the episode. In fact, we'll be playing against both of them, although one played against Barca and one simmed against Getafe, which hopefully will result in 2 victories. That's the plan, at least. Guevara dinking that out wide. They've had a little bit more possession than us, but not massive amounts. Sociedad, we've had a good game so far. I'll try and find Joao Felix in. If I can time this right, Griezmann will be onside. Indeed he is. Get it on that left. And get tackled by Sebastian Coates, apparently, is the way that that's going to go. That's really disappointing. That was a clear and obvious opportunity to make it 2-0 before the break and really put ourselves in the driving seat. And now, they got us on the counter. Thankfully, we've got bodies back. That's probably a foul by Jimenez, and we keep doing that. I keep getting the ball and the man and losing possession. He's gone for a goal there, Oyarzabal. That was definitely the wrong thing to do in that situation, but with 2 attempted lifted balls into the box so far from free kicks that haven't resulted in a goal, you can understand his frustration in just trying to get the shot away, and Oblak makes a good save there to deny them an equaliser, and as the +1 minute ticks over into a +4th, we'll still struggle to get the ball away, but the referee has blown his whistle, and we will lead at half-time. It's loose to start the half from Sociedad. Brainwaves still stuck in the dressing room because that could cost them the game here. Ferran Torres can either find a teammate or a shot, which he can do neither of. Picked up a knock apparently there, but seemingly okay to immediately get up despite that little injury symbol. Joao Felix will find Griezmann. Lays that off to Llorente. Back to Griezmann. Works the space for the shot and cracks the top of the bar, unfortunately. It doesn't quite lead to a second goal. It's very well done. Is he going to have to come off there, Ferran Torres? I might do so just to try and minimalise any potential further danger to him. We'll throw Quincy Promes on out wide, who's certainly a player that can make an impact. Gravenberch is up to 80 rated now, which is good news as well. But other than that, I don't think we need to make any more changes at this stage. We'll see if Quincy Promes can have an impact on the left, as we hope that he can. I'm hoping the fact that Ferran Torres was able to just quite simply get back up again, that he isn't too badly injured. If he's out for a considerable period of time, I'll be particularly disappointed. Felix will get this around the corner looking for Correa, who could maybe look to find him again, or even Marcos Llorente is back here. And then there's space. Oh no, it's Marcos Llorente here. It was Koke that was further deep. And we have found a second for us and for Llorente, proving to be a fantastic goal-scoring midfielder. That should be game over. Marcos Llorente on a hat-trick. He's probably my 3rd top goal scorer this season. In fact, he may even have more than Kasper Dolberg. He might be my 2nd top goal scorer this season by this point, Marcos Llorente. Fantastic midfielder, and I cannot recommend you guys buy him enough. Yeah, I could try and play him in here for a hat-trick if he can get to volley that. Oh, and there you go. 3 of the best. He's made them pay. A header. And the other 2 are both right-footed, weren't they? I was thinking perfect hat-trick, but the other one was on his right foot as well, wasn't it? Really good volley, though. The pick of the bunch, you'd say. Although the keeper perhaps should do better. But great accuracy, great power, and a great goal. We lead. Could be a great win as well. A relatively straightforward win for us here. 3-0 against Real Sociedad is as you would have expected it to be prior to seeing the league table. Atletico at home to Sociedad is definitely a game that you would expect us to win, but there were only 3 points behind us in the table, but now it's 6 thanks to that man. Let's go and get the other league game against Betis done and dusted, and then we can head towards that second leg against Barca. And the result against Betis, a 3-0 win. Why it says aggregate 4-0 at the top, I'm not entirely too sure, because that was a league game. Joao Felix got the first, Ferran Torres got the second, and Kasper Dolberg with a late third. I did intend to start Dolberg, and was scrolling across to hit team management, and pressed A too early. And that's why we ended up jumping mid-quick sim there, because I quick simmed without actually wanting to quick sim. We've Barcelona away from home coming up, but pleased to get the win in that league game. So what that does for our league table, I'm not sure. It might put us above Barcelona. Probably could have contributed more. I mean, don't blame yourself, mate. You got yourself a goal. I want more from you, Manuel, though, please, if you can. Let's have a quick look at the league table, because every win we get is potentially 3 points closer towards Real Madrid. Ha ha! they haven't played yet. Just about to get all excited about closing the gap to 5, and they haven't played. But winning that game in hand is the most important thing. All you can do is put points on the board and put the ball in the other people's court and hope that they crumble under the pressure. We've got a game away from home at the Camp Nou coming up next in the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-finals, where we should see ourselves through to the Spanish Cup final. We'll be happy that we've won the first leg, indeed we are, and we'll not really look to change a thing. Fantastic performance. We were excellent in the first leg. We sinned it, so I don't know how excellent we were, but, you know, you don't win against Barcelona lightly. And hopefully there's more to come from us this season, in the league more so than the Cup, because in the Cup we've been pretty damn good, both domestically and in Europe as well. But a trip to the Camp Nou coming up next. I think his goal off the bench earns a start for Kasper Dolberg. Throw Rodri in there instead of Koke to be that little bit more defensive. He's actually up to 89 rated now. I'll give Atal a start over Mukiele as well. Why not? And Ferran Torres didn't have any lasting effects from that brief knock he picked up in the last game, so he was able to continue on unchallenged or unscathed. So into the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-finals we go, and we might just have ourselves a cup final towards the end of the season. Hopefully too, by the time we finish the Champions League run as well. Right, Barcelona, Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal, Sergio Roberto Gene with the captain's armband at centre-back, former player Jean-Philippe Gabama at centre-back for Barcelona with Grimaldo at left-back, De Jong, Alenya and Puig with Trincao, Fati and Martial through the middle. Oh, it's a shame that Gabama left Everton, but you can't really turn down Barcelona if they come knocking, can you? Although, of late, not really been the most amazing team, have they, Barcelona? Certainly a troublesome past few years for them. But hopefully we can make it even worse with a good victory here, or at least a draw, so that we go through on aggregate. I've got to throw on the far side. I'm actually going to go all the way back to the right back here, before then trying to turn it inside. Again, I thought the referee was my player. So frustrating. That came off a Barcelona man, so even if he was stood in an offside position, it won't be offside. And Ferran Torres is onside here and buries it really nicely. Barcelona defence all shifted over to one side, and Ferran Torres just stayed where he was. Able to hold his position, find the space, and he couldn't really miss from there. Watch the right back just tuck in to follow that run of Marcos Llorente, and whilst not scoring the goal on this occasion, he certainly helped create it without actually touching the ball at all. That lung-busting run from midfield drew the defence across. It's a brilliant finish by Ferran Torres. He might well have found himself on the sidelines with that knock in the previous game, but actually he's in the starting lineup and on the score sheet, and that makes it 2-0 here in the semi-final on aggregate of the Copa del Rey against Barcelona. I don't know if away goals count. I don't think so. But regardless, we're in a strong position now, and Barcelona need 3 if they want to go through in 90 minutes. Let's do Fati in there to Riqui Puig. Turns well enough, but Ibrahima Konate in the way. And Correa, wow, this runs all over the shot. We'll go inside to then come outside was the plan. Gene standing firm. Used to play for Getafe. That's who we have after this game. Frenkie de Jong to Ricky again. Alenya. Trincao. Well, nice ball into Carlos Alenya, who's looking for Martial. Ansu Fati that's found Martial, then has an effort that's well blocked, and it'll be a throw for for Barcelona. They did beat us, didn't they, late on with a goal from Anthony Martial in the game against them in the league earlier this season. So we haven't the best of records against Barcelona so far in this save, and certainly this season. The 1-0 win in the first leg came in a Sims game. It's flicked on by Trincao, but that's easily gathered by Jan Oblak. No pressure on him there whatsoever. Roberto lifts that over the top for Trincao, and he's in behind and has options, one of which at the back post is in a particularly large amount of space, but he couldn't find him. Riqui Puig, I need to stop that shot from coming in, and Konate comes across to stand firm and does so nicely. Needed to as well. Dolberg, it's loose from Joao Felix, who was trying to get Dolberg in to maybe go for a 1-2. Here's Ricky back to Carlos Alenya, and the half-time whistle goes. It's 1-0 and 2-0 out the break. We're in control, but we were previously against Barcelona and they turned it around on us, so I'm not taking anything for granted yet. Rodri. Dolberg, he could go again, Rodri. I'd rather he just held his ground if we are to hold on to this lead keep Barcelona out long term, I'm going to need my defensive players to stay defensive. And he tried to break up play there as it broke free, but hasn't been able to do so. Now he's slightly out of position, Rodri. He's very much a utilitarian player that is good in one role and not really anywhere else, but he serves a purpose when we need him to. And this is the sort of game where that purpose is going to need to be served. Ricky has options on the right-hand side. Trincao could look for him. Selected against it. He's gone for goal. It might fall for a Barca man. Konate does well. And we'll hold on to our clean sheet for now. And if we can do that, we'll certainly go through. We could concede one, obviously, but I'd rather keep a clean sheet. It would bode well for morale. It would bode well for my confidence in the side moving forward. And I would love to win the Copa del Rey this year. Obviously, we won the FA Cup twice at Everton in 3 years, and it might actually become quite a staple of my managerial abilities if we become quite the domestic cup specialists. Dolberg into Llorente, looking to score another, but ter Stegen with a good save, and he's quite clearly quite exhausted and frustrated at the rest of his defenders for not really doing their jobs. He's come out to deal with that. It's going to fall for Ferran Torres, and that's going to sit up nicely to hit on the volley. Whether that needed saving or not, I'm not sure. We're going to get a replay. I think it might just have been headed wide. It's not really going to give us the angle from that particular camera shot to tell. Keeper again, he's going to come and punch. I could volley this one. Ah, it's tame. On target, certainly this time, but that wasn't going to be 3-0 on aggregate, was it there? Neves off the bench here for Barca. Martial backing in and holding the ball up nicely. Grimaldo coming forward. That game against Getafe is only in a couple of days' time, so I might have to make some changes to the 11 on the field just to try and rest some legs. We look like we're in a pretty commanding position, and we should be able to get ourselves... Oh, is that a free kick? No, it's going to be a goal kick. That's harsh for Ansu Fati. Right, let's make some changes. Everyone that I've brought in here that isn't going to start... like Atal and Rodri can continue to play. Correa's getting a little bit tired, so let's bring Quincy Promes on the left-hand side. Let's bring Cepelini on up top for Joao Felix, even though Kasper-Dolberg is the more tired of the two. And Gravenberch could come on for Llorente as well. We'll rest him. So 3 changes to hopefully avoid 3 Barcelona goals. Martial going off for them as well. Surprised to see that change come through. Not sure who it is. It was Martin Braithwaite that they've brought on in place of the Frenchman. That is not a change that has me quaking in my boots, I have to be honest. Even more confident of getting the victory now than I was prior to that change for them. Ferran Torres will deliver this towards the back post, and Kasper-Dolberg could have scored a picture book third, but he put it in the stand. A few defenders back here. You can see the way that the rest of the team is flooding forward. It's not exactly how Frenkie de Jong imagined that move would go. But Ansu Fati's played in here, and I need to get someone across to him because they're in a really good position here, Barcelona, and he's shown good footwork. Gets a little bit fortunate. Barca getting really lucky in this move so far, but it could yet lead to a goal for them. Frenkie de Jong backing away. He's going to need to find a teammate soon, though, and he hasn't got many options. Squeezes it to Braithwaite. It's opened up for him. He'll find Fati, and he finds Oblak in the way. How many times have opposition strikers found that to be the case? Kasper-Dolberg will lift this, looking for Quincy Promes, who will have the pace against Frenkie de Jong, who's gone from trying to score a goal at the other to try and stop us getting one this end. Gravenberch with the acrobatic, and ter Stegen with a simple save. It could have been all done and dusted at one end. It could have been all hanging in the balance prior to that, but it's status quo. It was 1-0 in the first leg. It looks like it's going to be 1-0 in the second leg, and as has been the case in every season in this save so far, we will be going to a domestic cup final. 3 FA Cup finals and a Carabao Cup final to my name so far. Only 2 FA Cup victories and no Carabao Cup to my name so far. But, oh, he gave me a good old kiss there. Well done. Not sure why. I don't know whether that was just an awkward little bump or they went for like a little cheeky... very European Spanish kiss on the cheek, but it looks like they almost locked lips. 2 managers kissing on the field there. That was very peculiar. Not very COVID safe, is it? Right, let's crack on. Let's go and sim the game against Getafe. It will be Villarreal that will play in the Copa del Rey final at the end of the season. Though I don't believe the final comes that late in the year. Let's have a look. When has it been drawn? It hasn't yet. Okay, we'll find out in due course. But for now, we'll crack on and go and play, or sim, Getafe and hope to get ourselves another set of 3 points in the league. The gap is still 8 to Real Madrid at the top of the table. We're only 2 behind Barcelona, 6 ahead of Real Sociedad still. So, it's Operation Close the Gap is at the minute. I still with the aggregate at the top. That's strange. Might have to report that bug to EA. Operation Close the Gap is at the minute. Operation Keep the Gap the same. Which isn't necessarily the way that we wanted things to go today. Everton 2-0 up from their first leg. PSG certainly going through against Atalanta. I don't see them winning 5-0 in France. Dortmund-Inter could go either way. Liverpool-Monaco, interesting to see that 2-2 from the first leg in France. Real Madrid 4-1 up from a game against Juventus. That's surprising to see them that dominant. City versus Villarreal looks like it was an absolute cracker of a first leg. And in the battle of the Red Bulls, it's Leipzig that have 4-0 up against Salzburg, and expect them to go through from that second leg too. They would certainly probably win that second leg as well and extend that 4-0 aggregate lead. Okay, I had an email apparently, but that email is gone. Now, what did that do for our league position? I'm more worried about that at the moment than this second leg against Tottenham. How did Real Madrid do? They won again, but Barcelona lost. Barcelona lost. We're up to second, but the gap to Real is still 8 points. But we can close that to 5 if we beat them in Game 1 tomorrow. Let's ensure that we're also Champions League quarter-finalists by the time we get to Game 1 tomorrow. Jimenez will come out for a Kanji there. And actually, I'll move Mukiele to centre-back and we can put a Tal in at right-back just for some extra fresh legs. And other than that, we'll be good to go. Right, bring it on, Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur still Galassi in goal, the Hungarian. Sergio Reguilon will continue at left-back. On the bench, Koopmeiners not starting, as he did last time. Ndombele gets the nod at CDM. He came on at Cam last time. Sanabria on the right rather than the left this time. And Lo Celso is back and fit and plays ahead of Jack Rolls, who was in the starting lineup on the last occasion. We were 1-0 up against Barca and held on to that second leg. We're 1-0 up here against Tottenham from an away leg as well. And this time, certainly, the away goal rule is in effect. So we're in pole position for progression through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We just need to see this through. Akanji forward to Lodi. They're talking about Ferran Torres in commentary. Whilst he is a former Premier League player, he's not really featured massively for City so far in real life, so they won't necessarily be particularly too familiar with him. Tottenham Hotspur, although to be fair, with players like Niklas Süle in their back line, not particularly too familiar with playing against him. Tanguy Ndombele, on the other hand, he's been injured quite a bit for Tottenham in real life. It was very good for, was it Lyon where he was at prior to him arriving in North London? I think so. Certainly France. Lodi to set Ferran Torres away here. Mazraoui, I think he's half Moroccan, half Dutch, Mazraoui. He's certainly a capable right back, but whether he's going to be enough to deal with Ferran Torres throughout the course of another 90 minutes, I really don't know. Marcos Llorente forward to Griezmann. I do want to get it on his left if I can. Struggle to do so sometimes because of how much close attention defenders give him. Atal did really well to get in ahead of Stephen Beauvais there, and he's done really well to win the possession back after initially losing it as well. Griezmann out of his feet quickly. There's looping, but looping just wide. Been really unlucky not to get a goal against Barca, cracking it off the bar. I might even have been in the first game against Sociedad actually, and that one just wide of the post too. My guy can't believe it, and neither could I. Thought that was headed in. Llorente lifted to Mukiele. That's out. Into Koke. I'd love to get a goal just to make me that little bit more comfortable. Space. Ferran Torres hit it early, catch the keeper out. Oh, he's drilled it brilliantly, but brilliantly wide. Excellent connection on the ball. If anything, too good, because he's pulled the shot past the post. Galassi wouldn't have saved it if it were right inside that corner. Tried his best to get the angles covered, but I don't quite think he would have done it. It's frustrating. Tottenham's still in it, and with Harry Kane up top, all he needs is half a sniff of a chance, and it'll be in the back of the net. Griezmann and Sanderberg are both sliding for that. Try Felix could get it back to Antoine here, and they've backed off, and you can't do that. Kimpembe not wanting to close the Frenchman down, but again, just past the post. That's 3 that we've missed by about 2 inches. I will get this goal. And Ndombele driving forward at the beginning of the new half. He really is driving forward with purpose. Sanabria, I try and just bump them off it half the time because it's more successful a tactic than actually pressing tackle. But against these strong physical Tottenham players, it's not really working that well as a tactic, even with my most physical players. Torres, I fancy him for pace against Ndombele, but can we find Griezmann at the back post maybe? Oh, Tanguy's done well to stick up with me. And we'll go... Oh, a change for them. Sanabria off and Wilf Zaha coming on. Well, there's the obvious ball into Marcos Llorente. And look at Correa drifting towards the back post. He did get there, but that's well over the top of the bar, unfortunately. Creating chances here. I just haven't been able to actually test Galassi yet. They keep going wide, either by a minimal margin or by a mile, like that one. Left back doesn't want to pass to anyone, apparently. He's just going to keep going on his run. And when I finally commit to a tackle, he turns and passes it. Here's Steven Bergwijn. Koke filling in at right back, just tracking that run. But it has left some space in the middle here, and Llorente's had to come across to deal with it. Reguilon trying to do things all himself here, and to be fair, he's actually doing quite well at doing so. Here's Harry Kane with a little back heel to Tanguy Ndombele. Good block by Mukiele. Still only the 1 goal in it, and if they do equalise on aggregate, if they get their goal to go 1-0 up here, then that is extra time that's on the way. With 1 away goal each, trying to just find some space for a pass forwards there rather than sideways or backwards. Kane somehow has made it past the defender, and they do have that equaliser. I said Harry Kane only needs a sniff. 1 big chance is all he needs. Quick stop go. A little bit fortunate perhaps to break through that challenge, but then a thumping finish. And that was always headed into the back of the net once he had that half a yard. 25 minutes to go, otherwise it's extra time here. I am going to need 1 more. Or even just 1 for this particular game. Just 1, please. That's all I want. 1 goal. I'd love to do it now and not in extra time. I don't want to have to play an extra half an hour. I've gotten a little bit lucky there with the way that that's fallen to Joao Felix, but my luck ran out before I could get a shot or a pass away. Changes are needed, I think. Griezmann off and Promes on. And we'll throw Correa up top. Llorente off for Gravenberch. And that'll be it for now. Oh, into Ndombele. I can't get near them all of a sudden, Tottenham. Sander Berger just stopping for a moment to take stock of what's in front of him, figure out what he wants to do, and then execute it, which he hasn't been able to do. Important tackle by Koke and driving forward. And they're not really making me any usable runs. Griezmann out to Correa. Oh, that's such a heavy touch, but he's got really lucky, and we need to make the most of this. We need to make the most of this. I'll pull this back so I feel it's great footwork and the finish. All about the positioning. All about the positioning as well, Felix there. As Kimpembe went with him, he noticed that and just backed off. And that's exactly what I needed in that moment to pick him out. I got so lucky. So lucky, but you can see the movement there. And, well, devastating finish from our highest rated player. He's been quiet for a few episodes, but every now and then, recently, he'll pop up with a very important goal. That's a very important goal. But if Tottenham score again in the remaining 12 minutes, they'll go through on away goals. So it is not job done yet. Not even close to it. We need to hold on to this now. Oh, he's getting away from me. Sander Berger. It was him giving away possession that led to our goal to level it on the night and go ahead again on aggregate. Here's Mazraoui looking for the ball into Wilfried Zaha, looking for the ball to the edge of the box, looking for Harry Kane, and Koke's in the way again. It'll fall to Tanguy Ndombele here, though. We cannot afford to foul him. Try my hardest, it's fallen free, and, well, it was very ambitious, Derek Ray, from Giovanni Lo Celso, I think it was, that had that effort, just trying to waste time with the keeper there, holding on to it as long as possible, and then pumping it all the way up the field, and the seconds tick away, and the referee has only added on 1 minute at the end of this second half. And if Tottenham don't get a wriggle on, that'll be their game. They've gone backwards, and I think that will be their game. Indeed it is. We're through to the next round of the Champions League, but Tottenham definitely gave me a run for my money there. That was not comfortable at all. Thank the Lord for Joao Felix and for dodgy tackling animations on the right-hand side. Our only shot on target of the entire game, and it's enough to see us through. Everton draw 2-2 at Goodison Park against Bayern. That means that they're through after a 2-0 win at the Allianz. And they're the only 2 games that have been played so far. We're yet to see who we might face in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That should be drawn sooner rather than later, you would imagine. Still 8 points to gap to Real Madrid at the top of the table. But with game number 1 tomorrow, we could close that gap to 8. From 8 to 5 as we try and beat them for the first time this season. We drew 1-1, of course, in the league at home against Real Madrid. Now it's time to go to the other side of the city and take them on there as well, with Levante and Valencia, both sides from Valencia in the next episode too, and probably Espanyol as well before, actually we'll probably sim Tenerife and get a victory from that hopefully, and then it would be Villarreal in the cup final, Osasuna, Sevilla and Barcelona before, well, there's going to be Champions League games factored into that between now and then as well. So, well, we could really state our intentions to close that gap tomorrow with a win against Real Madrid. I wanted to do that today with the games that we had. Unfortunately, every time we won, Real Madrid did the same. But to be fair, there's still plenty of time to turn it around. And when you have to play the team that you're trying to chase, you have to make the most of it as well. If we draw, there's still a chance. If we lose, I'd say it's definitely game over for the title. So, there's only one option. Win that bloody game. Join me for it tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss it. And click the notification bell as well. Drop this video a like if you're enjoying this Atleti series. And hopefully we can end well before next gen FIFA arrives next week. Cannot wait for that. I'll see you tomorrow.